Merciful Goddess, Mother of the forlorn who have no place to call their own, please bear witness to our resolve. Fire for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the ash to kindle flame.
Generally, all of us have about the same sized skull. I'll excuse the lady. To a large extent, most human beings have enough brain material in their head. Everybody, except somebody who may be severely deformed at birth. Almost every average human being has what it takes to do life. But why is it that one person's brain sparkles with genius, another person's brain sparkles with pain and suffering and tension and stress and whatever else? All the ugliest things that nobody wants happens in people's minds. So is it a question of higher intelligence? Is it a question of some magical influence from somewhere? Or is it a question of bringing the necessary balance within yourself so that you become available to the magic of life? A skewed intelligence, however smart it may look on the periphery, cannot make this life happen beautifully. Above all, balance is needed. Balance on all levels. Otherwise, our very body and our very brain will function against us to a point where the only idea or the only form of relaxation today in the world, either there's sleep or drink or drug, all you're trying to do is to be brainless for a period of time. Because brain has become such a nuisance. If you didn't have one, you would be at least peaceful. what took millions of years of evolution to achieve, today has become a nuisance. What is the greatest miracle within this human frame has become a misery manufacturing machine. There are many aspects to it, I don't want to make it too simplistic, but above all, the most important thing is balance or lack of balance. So, this human mechanism, which is the most sophisticated instrument on the planet, if you do not pay enough attention to it, if it turns against you, there is nothing here in the world which can save you because nothing is more sophisticated than this one. Because this is of the highest level of evolution and sophistication. If this turns against you, nobody can save you, I want you to know this. So if this should not turn against you, to know the entirety of what this is, it'll take a certain level of attention. But to bring balance to this doesn't take too much. It is just that you're doing a few fundamental things absolutely wrong, that's all. To know the entirety of what this is, that's a whole lot of attention, time, education, assistance, guidance, so many things are involved. But to bring a reasonable sense of balance into you, it doesn't take much. You're doing a few things basically wrong with life. When I say basically wrong, one thing is for everybody to understand, all human experience is generated from within, is that so? All human experience is generated from within. So at any time, if you feel happy or unhappy, miserable, joyful, ecstatic, in a state of agony, doesn't matter what happens, what is your experience, pleasantness or unpleasantness, just to know that it's happening from within, and it can only happen from within. You can either take external stimuli or you can create your own stimuli, but essentially it happens from within. This one thing, if it is not grasped, when you feel miserable, if you think it's this one, you're gone. You're just… the keyboard is here, but you're punching the wall. This is not going to work. This one basic fundamental thing is something that almost 90% of the humanity is always doing it wrong. Whenever they feel miserable, they think it must be this one or that one or that one or that one. Now, all human experience is generated from within. If something is feeling unpleasant, first thing is to look at this. What am I doing wrong with this? Am I eating wrong? Am I sleeping wrong? Am I sitting wrong? Am I breathing wrong? Is my heart beating wrong? Something, my very chemistry is wrong. Something is wrong with this, not with that. So the moment you think by kicking the wall you can fix this one, then you made a fundamental mistake. The harder you try, the further away from it you go. So, this possibility of bringing balance to the system, first of all, is the fundamental nature of yoga, the most basic forms of yoga. Whether it is… I know many of you doing probably the Nadi Vibhajan or Yoga Namaskar or Surya Namaskar or Surya Kriya, these are all basic forms of yoga. The first thing is to bring balance. Once there is balance, then you can build a tower on top of this. If there is no balance, whatever you build will only lead to more trouble. The more basic you are, the better it is. So this is what a whole lot of humanity is seeking, somehow to remain basic. Because if you build something, it feels terrible when there is no fundamental balance. Anything standing up without balance is a big problem. So the best thing is to lie down, stay close to the ground. If you grow tall, it'll be a problem, so remain at the minimum. A whole lot of humanity has reduced themselves to a minimal possible thing in their life. If I don't get into trouble, that's good enough. A whole lot of humanity. This is a serious waste of evolutionary work. What has happened on this planet in the last few million years to evolve life from its simplest form to what it is today, just wasting the entire process. And Mother Earth is not going to let you get away with it. You will pay the price. If you try to make life go backwards, it will make sure you pay the price. So instead of trying to do this, that, so many things, first thing is to do something to bring balance. First step is just this, that everything that I generate from within me in the form of experience, sensations, painful, pleasant, wonderful, horrible, whatever I go through is essentially generated from within me and nobody else but me. Others may help, you know. Others help. If you're miserable, some people will fuel it and help. If you're joyful, some people will fuel that and help. There are different types of people around us. They assist you as they know their life. But essentially, it is your making. This is the fundamental aspect of yoga. The first teaching that came out was that it is your karma. That means it's your making. Your life and the experience of your life is entirely your making. If this one thing doesn't sink into you absolutely, you will not make the necessary changes. You still think, yes, I know it's my karma, but you know, my husband, what he did. You can't fix this. First you understand, this is my making, entirely my making. The moment you see it, you have the ability to change it. I see it, but you know what they did to me yesterday? Now you can't change it. It doesn't matter who did what. What is happening within you, your experience of your life is entirely your making. This is your karma. Karma means not something that drops upon you from somewhere. Karma means your action, it's your making, it's your doing. So if you just said this one thing, creating the necessary balance will happen automatically. Once there is balance, then you would want to try many things. Otherwise, I'm talking about so many things up there in the sky, you will only be a spectator. You will not be the one who flies. You will only be a spectator because when there is no balance, you don't want to go 3 inches above the ground. So this is one fundamental thing. We've been talking about this in many forms. But if you want to make the full scope, if you want to make use of the full scope of this body and this brain, of this human possibility, of this consciousness that we refer to as human beings, first thing is this, that you understand and fix it within you absolutely, that the quality of my life is entirely my making and nobody else. You fix this one thing, balance will come. Once balance comes, I'm impatient to take you to places where only people with balance can walk. This cannot. So this is the nature of a human being. Whatever you're deprived of, you think that is the highest thing. Whatever you don't have, looks like at that moment, that is the highest. If you have not eaten for 2 days, food will be God. Yes or no? Yes. If you don't understand this, close your mouth, hold your nose like this for 2 minutes. Will you ask for air or God? God comes and says, you want me or air? You'll say, hell with you, I want to breathe. Because whatever at that moment you deprive of, that takes on enlarges itself in such a way, it blocks everything out. Or in other words, when you're in any state of compulsiveness, you don't see anything the way it is, it gets exaggerated. If your bladder is full, 1 minute, I'm talking about enlightenment, your bladder is very full. Are you interested? I don't want any enlightenment. Right now, going to the bathroom feels like ultimate liberation. Yes or no? So just about anything, when you're in a state of compulsiveness, you don't see anything the way it is. Life will get distorted to make you think that that is it at that moment. So like this, human life passes from one compulsive state to another, never allowing yourself that little bit of space where you could see things the way they are. If you do not even see life the way it is, can you handle it the way it needs to be handled? It doesn't arise, isn't it? If you don't see things the way they are, you can never handle it the way it needs to be handled. Because of this, in many ways, individual human lives and whole societies have become distorted humanity. When I say distorted, it's normal, I mean normal. I was talking to a 14, 15-year-old kids in a school, and I couldn't believe that I was talking to about 11, 12 of them, young boys and girls. And something came up and I was just asking them what are they going to do next because they were in their 10th standard or something. They're only talking about finding a job and earning a living. I couldn't believe this because my whole life I never thought of earning a living. My dear father used to break his head, this boy has no fear in his heart, what will happen to him, what will happen to him? I said, not having fear is a problem. I thought fear is a problem. I never thought not having fear is a problem. So, according to the dictates of the divine, I was supposed to become a doctor because my father's a doctor. At the age of 10, I told him, no, that's one thing I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be a doctor. But every day somebody is trying to work on me, you must become a doctor, you must become… Indian family, you must become a doctor, if you cannot… Of course, now they've all shifted to software. I was in Chicago just 8 days… just 2 days ago I came to India, so 1 week ago, 8 days ago I was in Chicago and An Indian person came and I asked, okay, what are you doing? What else, Sadhguru? That means he's a software engineer. There was a time if you said what else, you were a doctor. Now if you say what else, it means you're a software engineer. It is not because they're phenomenally interested in human physiology they became doctors, not because have an electronic this thing they became a software engineer, just to earn a living. Is it not important? I'm not saying it's not important, all I'm saying is, even an ant, which is 1/1,000,000th of your brain, is capable of earning a living. What's your problem with such a big brain? Why I'm saying this is, this idea, this horribly limiting idea has been imposed into our youth that you must earn a living, that's the biggest thing. This big brain, earning a living is actually a problem on this planet. I know everybody's been conditioned to believe that. It's not so, I'm telling you. It is not so. Earning a living is a petty thing for human consciousness, but unfortunately, whole humanity is investing all its energies and intelligence in just earning a living. If this one thing does not change in the world, that… I'm not saying one should not, all I'm saying is, it need not occupy the entirety of human consciousness to earn a living. If you put one little finger to work, it'll earn a living. It's capable, this is capable of that. All human genius has been smothered to death simply because everybody is thinking how to earn a living, how to earn a living. The moment they can earn a living, they will sit down and become fat. You must be saying, what can I do with this life, isn't it? Yes? You must be saying, what is the greatest thing I can do with this life? Because one day you'll fall dead, do you know? Do you know you'll fall dead one day? So before you die, whatever is the peak possibility for this life should happen, isn't it? I earn my living, I earn my living. This is a big pride. Why don't you see every insect, every worm, every bird, every animal, every creature on this planet is earning a living? What is there to be so proud of about I earn my own living? Everybody's earning their own living, isn't it? Only human beings are making a big issue out of it. Too big an issue. When I look at it, how human intelligence has been sacrificed at the altar of earning a living is unbelievable. How many things human beings could have done, how many incredible things they could have done, but instead of that they're earning a living. So it's very, very important. I'm just thinking we should start a wave, particularly in schools and colleges, that earning a living is a damn little thing. It is not the prime of your life. With one little finger you can earn a living. With this big brain, when an ant can earn its living, this big brain, should it struggle to earn a living? That has become a problem because you want to be like somebody else, isn't it? You want to be like somebody else. That enslaves you. And once you're into this chakra, nothing else is possible, it just keeps you going and going and going endlessly. Now this possibility of this simple thing called yoga is not about twisting your body, it's not about getting fit, it's not about getting healthy. all these things nature will do for you, if only if you live in tune with it. This is about understanding the geometry of the cosmos through the geometry of your own system. I'm calling this a geometry because cosmos is a geometry, isn't it? Planet Earth is going around the sun. What is it? A diesel powered? You think a big diesel engine is pushing it? If it was, the roar of that engine would have killed us. Just the perfection of geometry, it just keeps going and going and going, isn't it? You've seen those perpetual machines? You've seen those little ones? If you just do it like this, for years on end it's going. So this is just that, it's a perfection of geometry which keeps it going and going and going.
Welcome to
The whole universe is geometrically perfect, that's why it stays there. Otherwise it wouldn't. And if you learn to hold your body in a certain way, if the geometry of your body is in alignment with the geometry of the rest of the creation, suddenly you will find there is a rapport which will allow you can download the whole cosmos into this one. This is not a tiny little… If you simply like this, if you live, you're just a piece of flesh and bone. If you just get it right, suddenly this is something else. Probably these days, you don't have this experience anymore because you got all Tata Sky, DishNet and all that stuff. But if suppose you had a television in your home in 80s when first the Doordarshan came, you are watching your favorite cricket match, suddenly your television was boop, boop, boop. Then you climb up the terrace and there is one aluminum contraption. If you do like this, nothing will come. If you do like this, nothing will come. You just get it to the right place. The world pours into your sitting room. This is just like that. If you learn to just hold it right, the whole cosmos will pour into you. So, this is engineering yourself. Does not mean engineering yourself to breathe little better, to be little more healthy, no. This is about realizing the full potential of what it means to be human.
I have been seeing your videos in YouTube. This is the first time that I'm seeing you live. So I have a basic question which will help everyone here. Everyone talks about, knowing ourselves, and the first step is going inside. And then the way to go inside is meditation. And when I
Please, don't I never said such things, I don't know which everyone said those things.
Okay, so then how do we go inside? That's the question.
Inside what? You're already inside the hall. Inside what?
Inside ourselves.
Oh.
Okay, if that is the truth of the first step of knowing answers for all the questions, if going inside is the answer, then how do we do that?
First of all, you must understand what is inside, okay, and what is outside. If you do not understand what is inside and outside, then you will go to all the wrong places. Now, what is inside? Your body. accumulated over a period of time. Yes or no? Hello? No? What you accumulate can be yours, cannot be you. Is that much clear? Whatever it may be. What you accumulate can be yours, cannot be you. So this body is an accumulation. What you call as my mind, the whole content of the mind is accumulated depending upon what you're exposed to in your life. So your body is a heap of food, small or big. Your mind is a heap of impressions, again small or big. Between these two heaps, where the hell are you? So, inside, outside, leave these words because when it comes to language, there is only that much leeway. So within that, maybe different people are trying to use it in different ways. We don't know in what context they used. You put everybody into one bundle and say, all of you said this, I don't know who these all people are. Different people employed different methods around them, looking at the people around them, what was best suitable for the people around them. Accordingly, they would have worked most probably. If they're genuine, they would have worked with the people around them, not with concepts from somewhere. Looking at an individual person, you will do something, what works for that person. What you do with this person may not work for another person. You'll have to do something else with that person. But you're talking about a generic inward-outward. So first determine what is inward-outward. Everything is outward right now. The world is outside, body is also external material, all the material in the mind also is external. So what is this inward you're talking about? Then you will immediately say, Atma, Paramatma, soul, this one. Now you're going into belief system. You don't know. You know you have a body, yes? Hello? Please check your neighbors. You know you have a body. You believe you have a mind. But to some extent you know. But rest is belief. Yes or no? I'm not questioning whether it's true or false, let's not go there at all. But it's belief, it's not yet in your experience. If you talk about something which is not yet in your experience, to put it bluntly, you're just a bloody liar. That's what it means. But because lies are holy, lies are written in scriptures, lies are repeated by all kinds of people who are dressed in different ways which are supposed to be holy though ridiculous. Because of this, you're not supposed to question these words. Anywhere you go, first thing is to say, Sadhguru, what about the soul? You ask them, which soul, right or left? So, let's not talk about something that is not in your experience. Right now your body is in your experience to some extent, your mind is in your experience to some extent, rest you don't know. But we can infer. If I have to accumulate this much body, if I have to accumulate this much mind, something more fundamental must be there. Yes? Something more fundamental must be there. We don't know what the hell it is. For now, we will call it you. How you will go into yourself? I'm asking. You can go into this hall, you can go out of this hall. How will you go into yourself, I'm asking? Saying, let's leave this is not the way. You do this way. What is not you, all those things you keep it aside. Before today, before you go to bed, everything that's not you, keep it aside. They may be precious to you. You think about it, your house, is it you? Oh, my house. All right, you have lots of passion about it, but all right, keep it aside. Your husband, is it you? No, that's easy, he's not. My children, are they me? Oh, little difficulty, but no, they're not me. They're beginning to tell you if they're 12, they've already told you. So the clothes that you wear, is that you? No. The body that you wear, is that you? No. All these thoughts and emotion, is this you? No. Everything that's not you, keep it in one heap. Not physically, just do this mentally. Keep everything aside. Let me see. Every day you practice this. One day when you successfully keep everything aside that you are not, what you are will be there. We have too many ideas about things that we have not seen. It's a big problem. Shankaran Pillai went to Britannia. Can I? Shankaran Pillai went to Britannia Industries to find a job, So they were looking for a really smart, far-seeing sales manager. So they asked him one question, which is further, Mumbai or moon? Shankaran Pillai thought. He said, Mumbai. I said, what? Mumbai is further than the moon? He said, yes. How? Well, I can see the moon, I can't see Mumbai. So what I'm saying is, if you go by your present perception, you'll get all the wrong conclusions. So don't be in a rush to make conclusions. Let's pay a little more attention. You are a worthwhile life which deserves some attention, isn't it? Don't seek other people's attention. Your own attention, doesn't this life deserve attention? Pay attention to this, enough attention, everything will be clear. Everything about you, you're asking me, if I tell you what you have some more words. Some more words you have, that will not get you anywhere near the truth. One more word or 10 more words doesn't get you any closer to reality, just you'll have more things to say to somebody else. This kind of hearsay is spreading in the world. Everybody knows where God is, who his wife is, how many children he has, when is his birthday, his address. In every bhajan, people are singing his address, where he is and how to get him, but they don't know a damn thing about themselves. This kind of, what to say, a very knowledgeable ignorance is dangerous, you know. If you do not know, it's not a problem. If I see I do not know, the possibility of knowing is always there, isn't it? If I do not know and I think I know, then I've destroyed all possibilities. So, we have arrived at many things, we know, in every culture they know what is the nature of God, where he resides, how and in the world. Everybody knows the geography of the heaven, isn't it, don't you? But you don't know a damn thing about yourself. It's time you pay attention because everything you know it only the way it's projected in the firmament of your mind. You don't know anything any other way, yes or no? So, what you need to fix is, you are seeing everything in a mirror of your mind and the mirror is wonky. First fix it. First thing is to make it stable, flat, proper plane mirror so that you see everything the way it is. Does a plane mirror show you everything the way it is? Everything reverse, you know. Then you will have to flip it, that'll take much more skill. Most people can't flip a dosa. Now, to flip the whole universe, the whole life that is reflecting in your mind, to flip it over without shattering it into pieces will take much more. But the first thing is to level out the mirror so that it shows you everything the way it is, not some other way. Right now, everything is seen depending upon how you're identified with something. Every identity has distorted the mirror of your mind and it shows you things in completely different way than the way it is. First thing is, stop talking about things that you do not know. No soul, no Atman, no Paramatman, no God, no divine, no heaven. Talk about something that you know, and then the longing to take the next step will become strong. Otherwise, when you know the geography of the heaven, what is the need to pay attention to anything?
whatever you wish to do, you must bring yourself to moment of joy and clarity within yourself. At that moment, what you decide, even if you die, you must go by that. Whenever your emotions go up and down, your mind says many things. That's not important. It says one thing today, one thing in the morning, one thing in the evening. It says one thing today and another thing tomorrow. That's of no consequence. In a moment of clarity, when I'm saying joy, because when you're happy, you're not compulsive. When you're very happy and clear, at that time, if you look at things and see that, yes, this is what is more sensible for me, just do that. It doesn't matter if it feels like hell. It doesn't matter. You go through hell for 10 years, it doesn't matter, you just do that, because that's where your well-being is. When you're in different states of compulsiveness, if you make decisions as to which way to turn, you will be endlessly lost. It is not about what you're doing, it is just that you're doing it in an unwavering way. Every day you are off and on, doesn't happen. You just unwavering, you become one-pointed. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to be a butcher in an unwavering way, it will open up. Just not wavering for a moment, what you have decided in a moment of clarity and joy, just sticking onto it without wavering a little bit, nobody can deny it to you. Every day when your thoughts and emotions fly this way and that way, you keep changing your mind, changing your mind, changing your mind, you will go in circles, endlessly in circles. Because one who changes direction too often, obviously is not interested in going anywhere, isn't it? You know, this is… The world is round, so which direction you go, it doesn't matter. As long as you go without changing direction, you'll make the journey, isn't it? You'll complete the journey, isn't it? If you change your direction, it'll put you into an endless state of being lost, always lost. So, you want to be there, no problem. You want to be here, be here. Don't go on changing your mind every day, morning one way, evening another way. You're a torture to yourself and everybody around you. One who is constantly changing their mind is a torture to himself and to everyone around, isn't it so? Right now you're thinking, tomorrow morning I'm going to do my yoga. Tomorrow morning when the dawn at 5 o'clock in the morning, I hear it every day, I don't know how many of you hear it. The moment it goes down, maybe we should beat a drum. Then your body says, to hell with this yoga, all I want to… It keeps changing, its priorities keep changing and changing and changing. There is another way to live. Where the biggest joys that you have known in your life, the greatest pleasures that you have known in your life will look like, will look like ants' pleasure. This being is capable of that. When it… when it comes to body and mind, we're all differently capable. No two bodies are equally capable. No two minds are equally capable. But when it comes to this being, every being is equally capable of containing the very existence within himself. Scientists are saying it's ever expanding. How to contain it? That's the whole beauty of it. That which is endless, that which is eternal, that which is boundless, and that which is always expanding, that can be contained in this being. About that, no two beings are differently capable. Every being is equally capable. It doesn't happen because you keep changing direction. Wherever you find a little niche which is comfortable, you try to settle down there. This so-called getting civilized has become a huge detriment for spiritual process. Not essentially, but I would like to say this. Because if you were a nomad, you know nomad means what? That means you're not mad. So who is not a nomad? One who is mad. One who is mad settles down. One who is not mad moves on and on and on, doesn't settle down anywhere. The moment we stopped being nomadic, we got into a certain kind of madness of safety and security. Whether it's physical, psychological or emotional, we're always looking for that niche where we can settle down and sleep. And once you find a niche and it gets too sweet and comfortable, and you don't have the courage to step out and once again make the journey. So if all you're looking for a picnic is a picnic, then it's okay. You know, it feels like that when if you want to try to climb the seventh hill, you climb a certain distance where your knees will be creaking and your breath will be looking like a steam locomotive. Push, 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 it's going. Then you look around and the bamboo, the beautiful rocks, the bamboo around you and everything is so wonderful. The valley is so beautiful. What is the purpose of taking one more step? This is wonderful, this is it. Your mind tells you, this is it. I'm not questioning the beauty of the place. I'm not questioning the pleasure of being there. But right now, this argument has come, this new level of logic has come in you simply because your lungs are working like a steam engine. And your legs. The valley is so beautiful. What is the purpose of taking one more step? This is wonderful, this is it. Your mind tells you, this is it. I'm not questioning the beauty of the place. I'm not questioning the pleasure of being there. But right now, this argument has come. This new level of logic has come in you simply because your lungs are working like a steam engine and your legs are creaking like an unoiled bullock cart. So, new logic will come. Do you see every time for different situations that you get into, different states of comfort or discomfort you get into, you develop a new logic? Have you noticed this with yourself? Like they say, when you're a student, everybody is a communist. The moment you come out of your education and get yourself a job, you become a socialist. The moment you get married, you become a capitalist. According to your new situations, different levels of comfort or discomfort, new levels of logic will come. The world has come to a point where the Maoists have become capitalist, that's it. That is it, you know. So, it keeps happening. That's why in a certain moment of clarity and joy, when you're there, you look at something, what you see is your well-being, you stick to that. Tomorrow it looks like horror to you, it doesn't matter, you stick to it. It feels like hell, you stick to it. That's well-being. If you keep shifting, nothing happens. And it gets too sweet and comfort.
Generally, all of us have about the same sized skull. I'll excuse the lady. So, to a large extent, most human beings have enough brain material in their head. Everybody, except somebody who may be severely deformed at birth. Almost every average human being has what it takes to do life. But why is it that one person's brain sparkles with genius, another person's brain sparkles with pain and suffering and tension and stress and whatever else? All the ugliest things that nobody wants happens in people's minds. So is it a question of higher intelligence? Is it a question of some magical influence from somewhere? Or is it a question of bringing the necessary balance within yourself so that you become available to the magic of life. A skewed intelligence, however smart it may look on the periphery, cannot make this life happen beautifully. Above all, balance is needed. Balance on all levels. Otherwise, our very body and our very brain will function against us to a point where the only idea or the only form of relaxation today in the world